thing I wanted to mention real quick. This stuff on the ground here around the trunk, what do you think that is that you're stepping on there? It's okay. Yeah, those are mosses. This is a moss that's worldwide. Bryum argentea, and it grows all over the world. You got moisture, you got light, it'll grow. So this is another flowering plant, Phylum Anthopoda. And this guy's got leaves that are kind of cupped, they're simple leaves. They're cupped downward, and they have teeth around the edge of the leaf. And also, what I've been looking for, but I can't find, there are acorns. There are acorns somewhere. There should be. Oh. There's one up there. Well, there are acorns. That's a nut fruit type. We talked about those. So, what kind of a tree is this? Oh, it's an oak. Only oak trees have acorns. Now, you may not have known this, but we have a national tree. Each state has a tree. We have a national tree. This kind of got under the radar. No one really knows about it. There was a national competition to figure out what our nation's tree would be, and the oak tree is it. So this is the United States tree, not the species, it's just oaks in general. There are hundreds of species of oaks, and they are from coast to coast. Also, Mexico has far more species of oaks than the 48 states. Mexico has huge numbers of oak trees. California, in particular, is rich in oak trees. This is the most common one we have. This is called the Coast Live Oak. The Coast Live Oak. The genus is Quercus. 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 All oaks are in the genus Quercus. It's a big genus. The word Quercus, that's an ancient Greek name for oak tree. There are lots of oaks in the Mediterranean. We have a couple on campus, actually, in the Mediterranean. Now, the epithet, there's a lot of oaks. So which one is this one? Agrifolia. A-G-R-I-F-O-L-I-A. A-G-R-I-F-O-L-I-A. Agrifolia. Quercus agrifolia, coast live oak. It's the most common oak tree in our state. It occurs in the Sierran foothills from Bakersfield, beyond that, from the Mexican border, all the way to the Oregon border. It occurs in the Coast Range, Transverse Range, all the mountain ranges at low elevation. It's everywhere. The Spanish name is Encino. E-N-C-I-N-O, Encino. You ever heard of that name before? Yeah. But there's a city of Encino in Los Angeles County, named for this tree. And then there's the city of Encinitas near San Diego. And then the old name of Oakland, which I can never remember the full name, but it's got Encino in it too. The original name of Oakland. So you see this in place names. Okay. What about culturally? The Native Americans, the Native Californians, used the acorns as a food source. It was their staple food. One oak tree produces hundreds of thousands of acorns. And each acorn has a lot of food in it. That's a big fruit. What they would do is the men would gather the acorns, and the women would grind them and process them. And they would use a mortar and pestle setup. They would have a big flat rock with a little bowl carved out of it, and they'd put the acorns in there, and they'd use a rock to crush them and grind them. And then they would take that acorn pulp and they would bring it down near the creek, dig a hole in the sand, line the hole with leaves, put the pulp in there, and pour water through it over and over. That would leach out the chemicals that would make you sick. They contain tannins, which is a chemical that turns your skin brown, and you can get, it's not a very good thing to be eating a lot of. Gets you very sick to your stomach. So they would wash the tannins out, and then it's perfectly edible. They would make soups out of it, breads, cakes, all kinds of things. Acorns, I think for the modern palate, would not be a delicacy. They're kind of gelatinous and kind of, it's not like something you would want to eat for pleasure, but that was the staple food. That's what people ate. So you find a couple of big oak trees, it'd supply a village of people. When the oaks would have a bad year, and they didn't make enough acorns, they'd have to switch to other foods. And we have some of those plants on campus too, like the buckeye tree, for instance, which is much more poisonous. But if they were desperate, they would eat those. Okay, let's go over here.